You are now listening to the Tapped In Podcast by Bailey Scott. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I really wanted to talk into some stuff today that's kind of a heavy topic, but I feel like it has to be talked about. I feel like that we're getting into a generation where a lot of things are normalized, and I really just don't believe that a lot of these things should be common in our society, but it is. That's just how life has worked out for us. But it's never too late to rewire those taught methods that we can not easily, but we can release from them through time. So what I wanted to speak on today was the fact that, this specific quote keeps replaying in my mind, and it's gossip is a demon. Gossip is the main demon. I don't know what has made me resonate with this specifically. Kind of comes off a little harsh. I don't know. But to me, I guess my brain is telling me that gossip is a demon. I don't know. So what made me resonate with this was the fact that I was actually talking to one of my best friends about it. We've been best friends since 8th grade, actually. She's one of my closest friends that I have. One of my bestest. I couldn't ask for anyone better. And throughout our whole friendship, she has never talked shit about people. She's never gossiped, and any time that we did talk about someone, it was always from a place of good intentions on her end. I can't say the same for myself if I'm going to be 100% honest, but we're growing from that. We're growing, learning. I was young, but a lot of people gossip, and it's a very common thing. It's been very normalized. People consider themselves professional shit talkers. And I'm like, I don't know if that's a profession that you want to continue on in life. It's not a healthy trait. It's a very toxic trait, and I consider it a red flag. There's nothing wrong with expressing how you feel about somebody. Like if someone belittles you, or if somebody is just constantly putting you down, or if somebody just makes you feel dumb, even when you know you're not, or if someone is just kind of putting you in a position to where you question yourself, it's all wrong with them. And I feel talking about them in a sense that's like, well, they make me feel like this. Like, to me, at least, that's not necessarily gossip. It's just you expressing how you feel about somebody. And even if someone was rude to you or rude to someone that you really like or love, or, if there's just another person that's just projecting negativity onto you and you feel the need to rant or express your pain, then I don't consider that gossip, because to me, that's just you expressing feelings. That's ranting, you know what I mean? But gossip is, for me, it is talking about someone without their awareness, completely behind their back. They have no clue you're talking about them. And you're bringing up things that don't really need to be brought up. You don't know the full story. And you kind of just create assumptions and scenarios, and you kind of just create this whole narrative of this person just by the way that you and your peers speak of them. And this is where I feel like that gossip is a demon, because it's like the more that you speak to or about another human, and the more that more people speak about this specific human, whoever it may be, without you knowing the full story and fully comprehending what they could be going through, you don't even know the full story, and you are still deciding to speak about this person in a negative light. I consider gossip a demon because it's projecting such negative, low vibrations to that human, and they don't even know. They're completely unaware, because to me, there's a difference of projecting negativity onto somebody and they're experiencing it. It's face to face, and at that point, it's your position. It's your choice to say, okay, am I going to inhale this negative energy that they're giving me, or am I going to bounce it right back to them like a tennis ball? It's that when it comes to negativity face to face, for me, it's easier to reject it because I'm noticing, okay, the negativity is there. They got it. I don't want it. So gossip can be so detrimental because you're talking about someone without their knowing, and they are getting these negative energies because everything is energy. Words hold so much power. Words hold more power than anybody could ever think. We are constantly manifesting, and we are constantly just creating our reality. And by using words to project hate and to project negativity onto another human without their awareness could really be detrimental to somebody's life. And, you may not think that. You may think like, oh, well, they did this to me and they did this to me, so therefore they deserve it, or whatever you may think. It's never good to speak about someone in a negative light behind their back. It's just never a good idea. It never ends well for you or for them. And, I don't know if it's a common thing people know. I know it's something that my family has told me. If you are talking shit about people with people, they are most definitely talking shit about you when you're not there. And if you feel like you're in a position in life where you're hanging out with the same people, you're talking about the same people, or you're talking about the same things, and you're not really like fully comprehending, like, why do I feel stuck? Why do I feel lost? Why do I feel like I'm not fully grasping onto this life? Why do I feel like there's something missing? Well, everything is your environment. Everything is the people that you are around, the energy that you are deciding to soak into your aura. Those are the kinds of people that you feel like you're drained after you're done hanging out with them. After you're done hanging out with them, it feels kind of like it was a task, or even while you were hanging out with them, it felt like you wanted to be somewhere else, or you just kind of felt like, why did I choose to be here? It's like those feelings come up, and maybe they don't come out in those words, but they come out in our body language. They come out of the energy that our body's creating. If your body is not giving a full body yes to the person you're hanging out with, and whenever you're talking about someone, you're talking about a certain topic and it's not resonating, then I feel like that's your body telling you to let go, release them. Even if you're going to be alone, it would be better to be alone than to be with that kind of person. And the person you could be talking about could be going through something, and obviously you have no clue. Maybe you do have a clue and you're still deciding to talk shit about them, which is definitely on you. But if you are in a position where you don't feel like talking about that, it could be anything that is a touchy or negative topic, gossip. It could be politics. It could be the news. It could be, something dumb on social media, like a celebrity cheating or something that you just couldn't give two shits about. if you're noticing that your body is being like, girl, can we talk about something else? Like, listen to that, because that is your intuition telling you that there's not going to be something good to come out of this conversation. It could be nothing, but it also could mean that something negative is happening to someone. And in that moment, you don't even know, but you do know, because bodies are energy and we are all connected in some crazy way. We are all connected. And whenever we speak about somebody, we are almost, or maybe it's just me, I'm almost feeling how they would feel if I were to speak about them to their face the way that I'm speaking about them. It's almost like I'm feeling their energy of that emptiness that gets created inside of you whenever you're getting, like, I don't know, shit talked, I guess. If you've never been shit talked to your face, it's kind of hard to explain the feeling, but we all have. We've all experienced that moment of belittleness and smallness. We've all experienced it. So it's almost like gossiping will create that feeling inside of you that doesn't feel good. And it's almost like you're feeling what that person would be feeling. And that is you projecting, and you don't even know you're projecting these feelings onto that person. And that's because you're so unsettled with yourself that you feel the need to project to this person instead of internalizing, well, what about me? Because clearly I got some stuff to work on if I'm talking shit about somebody, you know? So I feel like that if you're associating with people, if you're in an environment with people that seem to love to belittle people, or they seem to love to just talk shit about things and never really talk about anything elevating or anything uplifting, anything that can really give you energy, give you life. What will make your body say yes? What conversation will make your body feel like, wow, I'm so glad I'm having this conversation right now? Like, what kind of people do you feel like you need to interact with? You know, and sometimes that takes a lot of solitude for you to find the right people that don't talk like that. And it's hard because in our society, like I said, it's normal. It's definitely normalized to, I guess, gossip. It's very normal to associate with. And I feel like if you are stuck around people that don't challenge you, that don't, elevate you in any kind of way, that's, by challenge, I mean, put you to a new level of yourself, that make you look at yourself and be like, wow, like I do feel like I need change. And you are so thankful that that person was able to let you show that to you, I feel like those are the kinds of people that need to stick around in your life. And, projection is so common and it happens every day. People project every day because they're very, very unhealed. A lot of people are unhealed from their past and their past traumas, and it just projects. And in a lot of ways, it comes out of people just talking about other people in a negative light. And if you're noticing, like, oh, this person has been talking about this person or this topic for a long time, it's kind of been not resonating with me, it hasn't been sitting well, then that's where you set a boundary. And setting boundaries with close people is very, very important. I feel like I've created a lot of relationships that have been long lasting, that the people I love know my boundaries. And of course, the more I grow, the more boundaries I'm realizing I'd like to create. And I'm getting to a place where I can tell people, like, I prefer not to talk about that, actually. Can we just, talk about something else? And you know what I mean? Then you bring up something that could possibly elevate the conversation, that could bring light to the conversation. So if you are noticing that the people you're around are draining you when you're done hanging out with them, or they kind of leave you with an uneasy feeling of discomfort, but not the good kind of discomfort, the discomfort that is negative and draining, and it leaves your energy feeling just foggy. If you're in a position where you're surrounded by those kinds of people, and you're also in a position where you feel lost and confused, and you don't really know what you want for this life, and you don't really know what you want for your environment, I feel as though it is time for a change. Change is always good. A lot of people don't like change. That's why they decide to speak about the same things and talk about the same people with the same people. That's kind of why not a lot of things obviously change. That's why not a lot of people do the common, I guess I would say. A lot of people do the uncommon, and the uncommon is the negativity. The uncommon is the projection, and I feel like how people should feel is light and joy and well-being flowing through their body. That should be how human beings should feel, because that's what feels best for us. That's what's best for the world, for the environment, for our family and friends. It's just feeling those feelings and knowing who you're around, and you're noticing it's diminishing those feelings. I feel like something needs to change. And I noticed that in my situation. I had a friend, and she drained me within the first 10 minutes of hanging out. And this isn't me talking shit about her. This is me explaining how I felt personally. And, she would drain me energetically. We would be on our phones a lot, and we would talk about politics and TikTok, and it was just like, what am I getting from this person? What am I learning? I would do a lot of things for her because I loved her. Of course, there was a part of me that's like, we're friends, but it seemed as though it was more detrimental to my soul than it was elevating my soul. And so once I realized that, I decided I needed to take the first step and acknowledge I can't have her in my life anymore. And once you decide to release that person, of course it hurts. Friendship breakups suck, especially when you've been around that person many days in a row for many years. It hurts. But it also feels like a relief, because I don't have to associate with that energy anymore. I can let go. I can feel release. I can feel freedom for, at least from this person. You can feel release from that specific person. And of course, there are so many days that go by where I remember things and I reminisce. And, times were good when they were good, but when they were bad, it was just bad. It was when things were bad, they were really bad. And, I couldn't have that energy anymore. It was affecting me. I was not eating right. I was talking about people. I wasn't fully healed, and therefore my unhealed body was living in the past. And I didn't want to live in the past anymore. I want to release. And releasing her brought new life to me. It brought new people. It brought better connections, not just with other people, but a great connection with myself. And it made me realize, like, sometimes you just got to let go of what is holding you back. And there are people, and your environment does hold you back more than you think. And once you realize that, once you've acknowledged it, then it's just that 1 day process that can get you closer and closer to where you want to be and where you see yourself. So to end off this podcast, I just want to say that be around people that challenge you in the best way possible. Be around people that elevate your soul and make you feel light and happy and laugh, cry. Not people that make you cry, but be around people that can, make you feel things and you can thank them. You can be like, thank you for letting me feel this. Like, I didn't even know this was something I was suppressing until now. So, yeah, that's how I'm going to end this off. I'm going to say gossip is a demon. If you are a quote unquote professional shit talker, definitely I would say lose that profession. If you're going to be a professional shit talker, then do you. But I hope you know that karma is real and it'll come back. It'll all full circle. It always does. So I want this to be a topic that we can all keep in mind. I want this to be something that we should remember whenever our friends or coworkers come up to us and say, oh my God, this person is such a bitch. You could be like, instead of saying, oh my God, you're so right, I hate her. Instead of projecting more hate onto this person that they don't even know is coming to them, I stay silent. I just stay silent. And silence is the biggest response. So, thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate you taking this time out of your day to learn something new. I hope you did get something out of this podcast. And I definitely would love to talk about this in another light more in the future, for sure. So, yeah, thank you again for listening. And I love myself. Say it back. And I'm going to have a lovely day today. Go ahead, say it. Good. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great rest of your day, night, whatever. And remember to stay tapped in.